cooking. I forgot my measuring spoons. I'm going to be making some very unusual muffins. I've got some ideas I'm going to be floating around, so I might as well go ahead and put them to practice. These are going to be Prunella Muffins in remembrance of my grandmother. Before we get this started, you need 2/3 of a cup of walnuts. Put them in an oven at 300 because we're going to roast them for a bit. So when you put them in the pan, make sure it's a pan that can go into the oven. Now we need 1.5 cups of flour, so I am going to put 1 1/4 all-purpose, and I am losing things. Okay. So we have 1 1/4 all-purpose, and we're going to sit there and have 1/4 whole wheat. We are going to add to this bowl, let me just turn you down so you can see what's going on, all right? We need 1/3 of a cup of wheat bran. I put oat and wheat bran together, so I am going to have a mixture of them in this. And we're going to add 1/4 of a cup of sugar. We're going to add 1/4 of a cup of light brown sugar. No, I think we're going to add light brown. I don't think I'm going to use light brown for this. I think I need my dark brown. I think this will give me better flavor. 1/4 of a cup. I want it to be sweeter than you would think. All right, we're going to add 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of clove. We're also going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Now, if you're making your own baking powder, you bypass the next ingredient, which I'll give when I'm done measuring this out. If you're buying your baking powder from the store, you're going to have to add the next ingredient after I finish with this. So for all of you who buy your baking powder at the store, you also have to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. You cannot use baking soda with it because there's a problem. All right, for salt, we need 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Where did I put my salt? Let me see, here it is. mix all of this up. Women didn't use spoons at one time, they used their hands. All right, we'll come back to this bowl in a minute. I want to get the liquid ingredients together. All right, you're going to need 2 eggs. You're going to need a 1/2 cup of plain yogurt. Okay, I'll use this, but I don't want to. Put it with your eggs. For oil, you need 1/3 cup of light. They say a light one, so that would be safflower, sunflower, corn oil, something like that. I will not recommend using canola oil. Let's see, is that 1/3 cup? Yeah, 1/3 cup. Pour that in. Okay, I'm gonna put this to the side. I need 1 cup. That's right. Now you need 1 cup of prunes chopped. they call what I call prunes. Today they're trying to change the terminology, and they call them dried plums because there's if you eat prunes, that means you're constipated. Hey, you don't have to eat prunes and you can be constipated. Coating them so it'll be suspended throughout the batter. If you don't do this, they'll sink to the bottom whatever you put them in. Those are roasted long enough. Cancel. I have to reset it. Set your oven to 400. I think that's it. Yeah, that's a basic recipe that I use. Put these into your flour mixture and coat them as well. If you don't have yogurt, you can use sour cream in place of it. That would still give it the sourness. You could also use your discard, though you might use a little more discard to help you through this. Buttermilk is a little thinner than yogurt, so you might have to use less of that if you wish to use that in place of it. As you can see, I did not mix it all the way. is pretty much it. You just let them cook 20 minutes. 15, 20, 35. Let them sit in the pan about 5 to 7 minutes before you take them out on a rack to cool, because the dough has to set, because they're not really quite done. I hope you enjoy them. This is all in memory of my grandmother. So listen, you take care and have a great day.